watch Netflix, right? You guys watch Netflix?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you know I'm obsessed with Netflix.
Every weekend. Cornelia, what are you doing? Girl.
I can watch, listen,
Catching
if
up.
you want to hang
Binging.
out, I'll most likely tell you that I'm extremely busy and I'm actually on the couch watching.
Well, that's busy.
shows.
You're stimulating your mind with
I'm
the
definitely
shows.
busy. I'm like, girl, I am busy. But in regards to this, Netflix is no longer going to be housing Disney movies and shows. So Disney decided that starting in 2019, they will exclusively offer a streaming service with animated and live action Disney and Pixar movies. And they're going to start with releases such as Toy Story 4, the sequel to Frozen, ending their long-lasting relationship with Netflix, which was the main streaming platform that they were on. They're also going to insert a sports package into the mix, ESPN, which will have professional baseball. It'll have tennis. It will not have basketball or pro football, which is interesting as well. But Disney sounds like they're getting into it, and to me, just reading the things that it's going to offer, Disney shows, Disney movies, anything Pixar related, it sounds like something that'll be good if you had kids.
Yeah,
right.
Like if you want to, if you're traveling with your kids, you see a lot of times you see kids on the airplanes with their tablets and whatnot, and just sometimes now kids are on YouTube looking at videos. You have this little streaming service. You can pull up all the Disney stuff, all of their shows.
It's like the
and they're good
Disney
to go.
Channel on a streaming service.
And I was going to say, I'm surprised this didn't happen earlier.
Oh my gosh, or
sooner.
that's going to take a whole nother year and some
I
months.
know.
2019, this is launching.
Right, and think about it, you know, with the companies like Netflix and all the different streaming services that are out there, Disney is probably getting a little chunk of that cash, but you're a huge corporation.
Yeah.
Get your own. And so I'm actually kind of surprised that this didn't already exist. It's just digital Disney Channel.
Yeah, exactly. But we know it's not just Disney that's launching their streaming service. We know we also saw in the headlines this morning CBS also saying, okay, we did something like this for streaming news, and it was called CBSN. If you guys use that, talk to us about it. But that was back in 2014, so now fast forward a couple of years, they're doing the same thing in terms of streaming sports. And Cornelia, when we talked about cord cutting, the first thing in your mind was, well, the only reason why people out there who haven't cut the cord yet, the only reason why they really haven't is because they're still connected to the idea of live sporting events and the fact that you get that on television. Now you get CBS, which is going to stream live sports that only air on CBS, so we're not talking every single sport, every single game, but just the fact that you can stream it versus having to tune into your TV screen is going to change the game. And then how does that trickle down and change the industry? Not just television. We're a TV station. We're streaming right now on Facebook for a reason. We know this is where you guys are at. We know you watch TV, some of you, but this is where you're at.
Yep.
But how do you think that's going to change the game for sports?
Well, Twitter has already come out, and they already have, I think, like 20 different contracts with different sporting agencies and different groups to be able to stream some of those games on Twitter. So you may have already noticed this when you pull up your Twitter feed if you're in an area where they're already streaming one of the sports. Granted, they don't do all of them, so some of them, it pops up on the top, and you just got to click it and watch it. And so I think that people are already getting used to the fact that you can watch things on your mobile device now. The big get, though, for sports is being able to watch it on a big TV, to be able to go to the bars and see
Apple
it
TV.
big. Yes, but that's the thing. Now, if they're going to be streaming it on these other online platforms for sports, you know, with ESPN being able to potentially go onto some of these platforms too, and if you can have it on your big screen, why would you need to have cable? And if the cost isn't going to make sense for you to buy all these channels, then of course you can basically a la carte what you want to watch these days if you want to be a cord cutter.
Which is what I think cable should eventually do anyway, because the conversation comes with, I don't want to pay $120 a month for cable to watch 75 channels that I don't care about.
Exactly.
But if you let me pick the 30 channels that I want for an a la carte price, then I'm going to pick BET, VH1, Bravo, ABC, CBS, NBC, Fox, a la carte, and then just walk away with a set price. To me, that makes more sense. So let's say you want to pick all the sports packages. But on the flip side, are we getting too many streaming platforms? Because now we have Netflix. They got the Disney one coming. Hulu Plus, you got Amazon Prime. Then you have now Stars Play. You have HBO Now. Like there's so many different options. So it's coming to the point, and I was a cord cutter up until this past year, my streaming services alone, they're starting to add up to the point where you're like, dang, well, it's starting to get to cable prices.
Right. Because if you want to get all these different things, you have to just
add them all up.
With Netflix cutting Disney, now you have to have a Netflix and a Disney. Yeah. Good point.
Interesting.
So let me ask you ladies this and our viewers. What are the most important things for you if you choose to watch, you know, television, whether it be through the cord-cutting streaming services or not? What are the most important channels for all of you? And if you could only pick one, what would you do? I mean, what would be
like the idea of all. You can't just choose. I mean, I like the idea of a la carte because then you could obviously hone it to what you like.
Sure.
But for me, I mean, I don't think I'm an average viewer though, because I watch more news than the average person because I'm watching for the stories that I'm going to be talking about and hearing different perspectives. So I would need all the news morning shows possible, because I like to go back and watch those. I would need Netflix because, well, basically of Netflix, what is it that I like?
Yeah.
I like the documentaries that come out.
Yep.
And the documentaries, what do you call that? Like the panel. You flip through those. Those are important to me. Disney, not so much.
Yeah.
I wouldn't go get and subscribe to the Disney streaming service. I love Disney movies, but it's sort of one of those things, if I really like it, I'll see it in the theater because I like to see the big screen. To me, streaming service doesn't affect my experience at the theater.
Well, you know what was affected?
What?
Netflix stock. We just got a word from our producer.
Oh, really?
Netflix stock dropped 5%
Ouch.
since the Disney announcement was made.
I'm sure. A lot of parents out there who have Netflix go, oh, that helps us and the kiddos. Now they're going to have two. I think they'll put the kids first when it comes to distraction versus what they need.
Definitely.
So this is going to be interesting.
Yeah, it's getting juicy.
It's getting real juicy.
It's getting juicy, and it might get pricey because I'm a reformed cord cutter. I use my dad's Stars, so I don't have to pay that. But I need Stars. I need to have access to OWN so I can watch Queen Sugar. I need BET so I can live tweet the award shows.
Right.
I need that. I need to be able to
award shows. Yes.
Yeah, I gotta watch my shows.
Although now you can watch red carpets. You know that Twitter. I mean, we have friends who are the hosts of those
I gotta
Twitter
watch
shows
the show though. Like
Twitter.
I need to live tweet the show. So this is
the actual
stressful.
show. Well, you brought up Twitter.
You
know, when they doubled down on sports, it said the tech company talking about Twitter. This said today, but obviously this is dating back to, well, that was earlier.
May, maybe this year?
That was earlier this year, yeah. It said today, at its first ever digital content news fronts presentation, announced more than a dozen new live streaming content deals, including several sports-related partnerships that add to Twitter's growing catalog. So the fact that Twitter was really ahead of this, when we think, you know, a lot of people say, oh, Twitter is going away. It's like, well, no, any of these social platforms, none of them are necessarily going away. They're all just...
Vine went away, but not all of them.
But these social networks we're talking about that still exist today, Twitter, who have survived the cuts,
they're just making
Twitter,
adjustments.
Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, they're making those adjustments. And
I want to bring in Janet and then Nina. I like both your comments. So Janet Piper says, I think it's a great idea for people with kids. And she says the best of both worlds for Disney movies and sports. Pretty soon, streaming will probably cut out cable altogether. True. And then Nina says, we only have Netflix when The Walking Dead starts. I go to my dad's to watch, and I watch news on my phone.
It's true.
So this is the reality that we face too in the news business. It has changed drastically since we all started in this business. And I think that the interesting part to this is that we're actually coming to you on Facebook Live because we want to be able to reach all of you, and we know a large majority of our audience doesn't turn on the TV anymore. And so that's why we're coming to you this way, because we're
exactly what I said. Yeah, like we know we're on Facebook Live right now talking about this because we get it, and we've tried here at the ABC 10 Information Network to make those big changes because I know we consume, where our attention spans are much shorter.
Yeah.
So we know that we need to consume things in clips, or what, we're going to be 40 minutes into this segment. We know everyone's probably like, okay, this conversation, you know, keep it rolling because the attention span. So thank you for streaming
sticking
us.
with us.
But the cool part about this that you don't get from the television experience is that you're commenting and we're able to connect with you. So there's that.
So we appreciate you.
Yes, we
a
do.
lot.
Okay.